G'day, I'm Simulated Erk and welcome to this new game in the Simulated Erk universe. This is Euro Truck Simulator 2, very similar as we'll talk about to the Fernbus Bus Simulator that I really haven't played as yet. So let's get into the game. I've just been driving around a little bit and we'll talk about it as we go on. So we are in our garage and we can take a job. So we're going to take a job, see what jobs are out there. We'll take a quick job. Now we should be in I should still be in Felixton. There's a wide range of jobs there. Now I should still be in Felixton, so let's look for a job in Felixton. Now I just delivered in an episode that you haven't seen some building materials. So we can go origin. So no, I'm not in Newcastle. I'm not in Rotterdam. I'm not in Rotterdam. In Rotterdam. Not there. Now I'm not in Sheffield. Okay, I'm in Felixton, so jobs we have to choose from. We have 14 tonnes of wood shaving, 16 tonnes of gravel, 17 tonnes of almonds, 20 tonnes of honey, and some sawdust panels, some lumber, floor panels, let's do the logs, yogurt, coal, let's take the honey. So we'll take honey, and part of the job is to go on the ferry over across the English Channel to the Netherlands. We're going to Amsterdam. So let's take this job. Okay, so we're in our truck. Now I've got pretty much automatic everything on. We'll turn our lights on for safety. And let's get our load and let's go. So I'm just using my joystick. I could be using my wheel, but I'm feeling a little bit lazy. So we've got to remember we're in the UK, so we have to drive on the left. I'm still getting used to the controls, cameras, point of views and everything. So we're off. One of the things which really did fool me on a practice drive was that I was heading to Felixton from Rotterdam. Yes, you do have to watch for traffic. And then you have to remember to bring the camera back so you can see forward again. I was coming back from Rotterdam to Felixstowe, and I was going towards the direction of Felixstowe according to all the signs, but my navigation kept on telling me that I was going the wrong way. And so I eventually followed the signs to Felixstowe, and then I found out that you can actually reset the navigation, because I did take a few wrong turns. So So I've reset the navigation, and it turns out that in the end, my manual navigation skills was alright. Oh, somebody hit me. I didn't hit them. So that'll come off my tally at the end, because there was nobody around. So we're going through some roadworks at the moment. So yeah, the steering's not exactly precise because I'm using my joystick. I don't know how much more it would be precise using the wheel. I just couldn't be bothered setting up the wheel at the moment. Just wanted to get into it and just give it a go. So the scenery's fairly realistic. I've been in this. Oh, and I just got a speeding ticket. So I've had an accident and a speeding fine, and I haven't even left Felixton yet. But yeah, this is the good thing about this simulator. You really do have to pay attention. You know, it's not an arcade game. This is a simulator. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but it's fairly similar to Fernbus, which I haven't played yet. I should actually get round to playing. Similar sort of navigation. Now I have to get off here. It's a shame that the sat nav actually doesn't talk, I guess. But the truck itself, I've never driven a truck this size anyway. You know, I've driven the occasional small truck, but that's about it. But it feels fairly realistic for what you would think it would be in relation to the size, and also in relation to turning and how it would feel going up hills and that sort of thing. So you do have to watch your fuel, and it's about half full. So I'll pull into the service station up here, as they call them in England, services, and so we'll top up our fuel. So it's just a matter of following the road into the service station, and then you'll see a fuel icon where it wants you to pull up, and everything's on the screen, so it's pretty self-explanatory when it happens. A bit further. There we go. Press the following to stop the engine. So you got to stop the engine, and then hold enter to fill up. Okay, you're full. Turn the truck back on. You don't have to go in and pay for it. Automatically does all that, so off you go. So while we're here, we should actually go out and have a look at our load. Easiest way I've found to do that so far is if you go into Photo Studio, photo mode, and then you can zoom out, walk around your truck. There we go, there's a nice shot of our truck. And there's a screenshot, so that's an easy way that you can have a look at your truck. You can't necessarily just get out and walk around and that sort of thing. Whoops, bump the mouse, so I bumped the... It's one thing you have to watch with this game. The way I'm using it at the moment with the joystick, you just have to watch the which joystick you're using. The left one is to steer and the right one is to control your eyes effectively. Now I'm not going to get into it that anally that I'm going to turn on my indicators every time I need to make a move, although you can do that. So we're heading towards London. And you see other trucks go by and other buses and that sort of thing. Now it's telling me that I've still got 10 hours and 40 to go before I'm in Amsterdam. You're not going to be sitting here for 10 hours and 40 minutes while that happens. So yeah, the driving feels fairly realistic. As I said, I haven't driven a large truck, so I wouldn't know the exact dynamics, but it does feel like a simulator should. It doesn't feel like an arcade truck. So the speed signs and everything, the road signs might not be accurate, but the roads and that look pretty accurate. Like if you're in England where they drive on the left, well, you have to drive on the left and all the other cars will drive on the left. And then if you're in Europe where they drive on the right, well, you have to drive on the right. So that's pretty sweet. And you do see police cars. Haven't seen any ambulances or fire engines yet, but you do see police cars, and they're usually fairly accurate to where they're supposed to be. So we're heading down towards the docks. Now sadly you don't get to stay on the ship. Like there's a police. Speaking of police, the old Bill. Where's he going? That mirror's in a really bad spot for what I'm about to do. Alright, let's go. So we'll go through the roundabout down to the docks. Yeah, unfortunately you don't get to see the ferries. You only well, you'll see what happens when we get there. We're almost at the wharf, so you just basically go to the ferry zone, press the button, and then you drive off the other end. When in our case in Amsterdam, one mistake that I did on my previous trip was that I got on the ferry to go to Amsterdam, and then I didn't know that I just had to drive off, so I caught the ferry back So I accidentally caught the ferry back, and so I had to catch the ferry back again, and I was really late as a result. So that was a good lesson learned before I started recording. I haven't played this game very much at all. So we'll turn in to the ferry terminal. Oops. So we just go up to the ferry marker, press a button, and then the next thing you'll know, we'll be in Amsterdam. To view possible travel destinations, press enter. Okay. So we need to go to Europort. So we get on the ferry. We press a button. And here we are now. My mistake that I did last time was that to view possible travel destinations, press enter. And so I pressed enter again, and then it came back up to where I'd just come from. So I just need to drive off. Yep, we can. So now I'm in Europe. I need to remember to drive on the right, even though I'm in a right-hand drive truck. And sometimes when you take a job, in Europe, oops, wrong camera view. When you start a trip in Europe, because I'm just driving anyone's truck at the moment, you actually can get a left-hand drive truck. So it says we've got an hour 52 to go. Now it won't take us that long. You don't drive in real time. Now it helps if you know the general direction, know some geography. It's giving us a little bit of help. It's saying turn to the left, and we've got the navigation on the screen as well. And hopefully, yep, those mileages are going down and not up. So in real time, we've got almost 2 hours to go into our destination. But the weather's quite nice. I was in a truck before when it was got in a truck before and it was raining. So the weather was quite nice, and the time of day changes that are quite nice. Now I have to So we're in Rotterdam at the moment, which isn't that far from Amsterdam, and then we've got to go to Amsterdam. So we'll follow the sign for Amsterdam, and we have time to turn. Now it does help somewhat that I have been to Amsterdam, and so I know things like you drive on the right hand side. I also know that it's quite easy to get lost on the canal boats. I know that. I know it's easy to get lost on the canal boats, so I know that if you're looking in the red windows, don't take photos. because some guy did that in Amsterdam, some guy who wasn't me, I just happened to be watching, and the sex worker opened a door and threw a bottle at the guy's head, and then she went chasing him, so that's probably not a good idea. Be careful when you look in the windows and don't take photos and that sort of stuff when you get there. Yeah, I'm put it this way, I'm the guy who went to Amsterdam to a weed cafe and didn't have any weed. I'm that sort of guy, that's me. Now I think probably I should even be in the right hand lane here. I'll move over now. Oh, that's a nice view of a plane coming in. This must be Schiphol. I really liked Amsterdam. And it was summer when I went there too, so the sun didn't go down till about 10:30 at night and rose again at about 4:30 in the morning. So we're following the signs to Amsterdam still. We've got half an hour to go in game time. So yeah, we're now 17 minutes in game time away. So our destination isn't too far away. We're 10 miles away now, and we've got a turn coming up that we need to make. So follow the signs to Amsterdam. Oh, that guy was so lucky I was able to brake. Now I appreciate what a hard job. What? Headlight usage offence? I don't even know what that is. My lights are on, aren't they? Oh, my headlights were off. I must have turned them back on after I got off the ferry. Well, the lighting was good, I could see where I was going, so I didn't think of that. Amsterdam discovered. Oh, that's right, because I was in Rotterdam before. So, whoops. Ah, red light. Damn it. Oh, I might as well go. I've already got the ticket. I don't think they have demerit points in the AU, do they? So they've got me twice for speed cameras, once for headlights. I've had a small crash. Now, our I have a feeling. Yeah, I've gone past it. So what I will do, because that's the right thing to do, is that I will turn around somehow. Actually, maybe I can do it that way. Oh yeah. I'll go through this guy's yard. Will it say to me, this is not your yard? So it should be just here. Yep, there it is. Now I could park it myself, but we'll get one of the guys to park it for us. Ah, here we go. There we go. Now it gives you a range of options. For extra points, you can park it yourself, get 90 XP. You can just do a simple park, or you can just skip parking altogether, and I'll do that. So we got an excellent ranking on that one, and we're on time. It took us 11 hours and 53 minutes, but most of that was the ferry ride over. So we've completed that job. So what we have to do now is, while we're in Amsterdam, let's see, email. No, don't care about any of that. So we'll take a job, remembering that we're in Amsterdam. Now, I'm in Amsterdam, I'm at Cartor. So 22 tons of empty pallets, used packaging, oranges, wood shavings, or empty pallets, beef, honey, a reservoir tank, peas, precast stairs, maple syrup, and they're the jobs from Amsterdam. So we'll take 20 tons of oranges from Amsterdam to Edinburgh. So we'll do that. We'll do that, eh? So now we're in a left-hand drive truck. So we'll go to our photo studio just so I can show you the truck before we go. Not that you can see a lot at the moment, but that's our truck. So I probably shouldn't have worried about that till I actually got on the road in some daylight, but let's drive. So now we're in a left-hand drive truck. Just made it. So sometimes if you go the wrong way like I just did, it will again work out which way you should go. So it looks like we have to go out towards the A10 again. So next right. So we're heading on the A10 to Rotterdam. I've caught a train through Rotterdam, but that's about it. I can't really say much more about Rotterdam. I've been through Brussels and I did a day trip to Brussels from Amsterdam. Take this exit. So the exit onto the now this really does look like you're in a truck at night going down a strange freeway. Now we've got to go away from Amsterdam. That's where we just came from. Now, obviously in Australia we don't have this sort of thing very much because we're an island, with the possible exception of things between the mainland and Tasmania. But in Australia, it's just a case of if you're driving a container ship, drive the container ship to the port, get it unloaded, and then somebody else comes and picks it up. So we have to get into the left lane. Oh, the ferry says we're going to Newcastle. Okay. So I'll just wait for this truck to pass by. So here's our little, that's where they want us to pull up. Alright. So we're going to Newcastle, 16 hours on a ferry. So let's have a look at our truck now that it's in daylight. There we go. Now there's a helpful sign to remind us, because there's a lot of people from different countries, etc., that drive trucks, to remind you to drive on the left. Which is interesting because we're in a left-hand drive truck. So at border crossings such as this to and from the UK and into Europe, it's common to see signs around this area just to remind people, oi, you gotta drive on the left or drive on the right as appropriate. So we have to remember that we're driving to Edinburgh. Edinburgh's really cool, I have been there. As I said earlier in the episode, sometimes the sat-nav can steer you in the wrong direction, or if you get off track it's not necessarily good at getting you back on track, so you do have to remember where you're actually driving to. Oops. Well, the graphics, as you can probably agree, the graphics are pretty good. The funny thing about this is that even though I like trains and buses and fire engines and whatnot, I'm not that hugely into trucks, which might surprise a few people. Yeah, I'm not that massively into trucks. Like, I can admire a good truck as one goes by, and I've got friends that are truckers, but I've never, maybe it's because I hate reversing and I hate manoeuvring large objects that aren't on rails. So maybe that's my issue. So I can admire a good truck. Don't have any desire to drive any, so this is just as good. So Edinburgh and Glasgow, so we'll continue. Don't want to go to Newcastle, we've just come from there. So yeah, it is a good idea to keep an eye on the signs, even though you are keeping an eye on your sat-nav. Keep an eye on the signs and where you're supposed to be going. And it probably helps if you've got some idea of where things are in relation to other things in England and in Europe. Like if you're going from Amsterdam to Brussels and you're getting on a ferry and ending up in Newcastle, well obviously you've gone the wrong way somehow. Now I haven't seen it say yet you need to take a break, but I'm presuming that the ferry ride counts as oh, speeding fine, £400, and I was only 2 miles over. We don't need fuel just yet. I do have to say as well that I am playing this at the easiest level. I've only just started playing it. Pretty sure there's an American version of this as... Yeah, pretty sure there is. There's an American version of this as well. Maybe I should have got the American one. Maybe I still can. I'm sure I still can if I wanted to. Oh, let's play this one for a while first. It's the Popo. And he doesn't want to pull me over, so that's awesome. Still about 90 minutes in game time away from my destination in Edinburgh. Oops. How I didn't hit that sign, I don't know. Well, speed limit must have changed. Oh, that sign that I almost hit, of course, was 30 miles an hour. So we're out of the windy bit, so 50 now. How good does the scenery look though, seriously? And the changes in the weather, that sort of thing. And that viaduct up there looks pretty sweet. You can imagine the amount of work that would have been done to map this scenery. Because you know there's gonna be somebody from Newcastle upon Tyne, for instance, who goes, hang on, I'm from Newcastle upon Tyne, this doesn't look like Newcastle upon Tyne to me. So we're still heading to Edinburgh. So that's the Edinburgh exit. You can even see the trailer swaying around in the mirror. Oh yeah, drop-off's not too far away. We're only 9 minutes away now. Edinburgh discovered. Oh. Wrong camera, wrong joystick thingy. Over there. Oh, hang on, no, that's not it. That's a garage, so it's not my destination. I need to zoom in. It's just up here. That's it. And you got to be patient and wait for the car to go by. And here we are. So we've just delivered some oranges from Amsterdam to Edinburgh. So let's have a look at what jobs we've got available. So we are in Edinburgh now. Use packaging from Edinburgh to Aberdeen. A reservoir tank from Edinburgh to Aberdeen. Empty pallets back to Amsterdam. Peas back to Amsterdam. Empty pallets to Amsterdam. Sugar to Amsterdam. Watermelons to Newcastle. So there are our options. We won't necessarily do one now. So I'm Simulated Erk. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to stay on the right side of the road, and I'll see you next time.